Most women hear completely opposite advice about dairy and soy. Some experts say dairy wrecks hormones, others say it's essential for bone health. Some say soy causes estrogen dominance, others say it protects against hormonal cancers. So who's right? The real truth is this: dairy and soy affect women's hormones in very different ways. Depending on age, digestion, metabolism, and overall hormonal status, especially after 40. Today, you'll learn the doctor-approved, science-backed truth about dairy and soy, how they affect estrogen, progesterone, insulin, inflammation, digestion, thyroid function, and perimenopause or menopause symptoms. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how dairy and soy interact with your hormones, so you can make confident decisions for your health, energy, weight, mood, and long-term wellness. This video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. Dairy and estrogen: what really happens in a woman's body. If you've ever wondered why dairy makes some women feel bloated, moody, or more PMS sensitive, while others feel perfectly fine, the answer lies in how dairy interacts with estrogen. Dairy doesn't just give you calcium, it can influence estrogen levels, inflammation, and even how your cycle behaves, especially after 35 to 40 when hormone sensitivity increases. 1. Why dairy matters for women's hormones. Dairy contains naturally occurring estrogens, growth hormones, saturated fats, proteins that can trigger inflammation. Lactose, milk sugar. These compounds don't affect everyone the same. Some women metabolize dairy easily, others experience hormonal disruption. After 35 to 40, estrogen becomes more unpredictable. Your body becomes more reactive to foods that affect estrogen metabolism, and dairy is one of them. 2. Dairy contains natural estrogens. But here's the truth. Dairy from cows contains small amounts of natural estrogens because cows produce milk during pregnancy. These estrogens can raise estrogen levels slightly in sensitive women, especially those with PMS, heavy periods, fibroids, endometriosis, estrogen-dominant symptoms. Cause zero symptoms in others. Women with healthy gut function and balanced hormones often tolerate dairy well. Affect women more after 40. Because perimenopause creates estrogen highs and lows, so the impact is highly individual but very real for some. 3. How dairy can worsen estrogen-dominant symptoms. Dairy doesn't always dramatically raise estrogen, but it can worsen estrogen symptoms in several indirect ways. Inflammation. Casein proteins in dairy trigger inflammation in sensitive women, making PMS cramps and mood swings worse. Slowed estrogen detox. A sluggish gut, common after 40, reabsorbs estrogen instead of eliminating it. Insulin spikes. Milk and flavored yogurt can spike insulin, which worsens estrogen dominance. Bloating. Lactose intolerance triggers bloating, which women often confuse with hormonal water retention. Acne. Dairy increases IGF-1, which is linked to hormonal acne. Breast tenderness. Many women report this connection during premenstrual syndrome. These effects don't happen to everyone, but many women notice them once they pay attention. 4. The women who are most sensitive to dairy. You are more likely to react to dairy if you have PMS, irregular cycles, fibroids, heavy periods, hormonal acne, PCOS, thyroid imbalance, bloating or IBS, perimenopause symptoms. These women often feel best when reducing high dairy foods like milk, cheese, cream, and ice cream. 5. The women who do well with dairy. Surprisingly, dairy can be helpful for some women. It supports bone health, muscle strength, metabolic rate, better sleep, due to tryptophan. Stable appetite. These benefits are strongest in women with low estrogen, women in menopause, women who tolerate lactose well, women with no inflammation or acne, active women who need extra protein. For them, dairy may improve hormonal stability instead of worsening it. 6. Best and worst dairy choices for hormonal health. Best options, less inflammatory: Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, kefir, fermented, small amounts of hard cheese, organic if possible. Worst options, more insulin plus inflammation: milkshakes, ice cream, processed cheese slices, flavored yogurts, heavy cream in large amounts. Fermented dairy is usually the easiest on hormones. Dairy affects estrogen differently in every woman. For some, it worsens PMS, bloating, mood swings, and period symptoms. For others, it supports strength, bone health, and appetite control. The key is understanding your body's response and adjusting accordingly. Soy and estrogen, separating myth from science. Soy is one of the most misunderstood foods in women's health. Some women avoid it because they fear it causes estrogen dominance, creates hormonal chaos, or triggers breast cancer, while others use soy intentionally to help with hot flashes, PMS, and menopause symptoms. So, what's the truth? Does soy hurt your hormones or help them? Let's break down the science clearly, simply, and without fear. 1. Soy contains phytoestrogens, but they are not human. Estrogen. Soy contains isoflavones, plant compounds that gently interact with estrogen receptors. But here's the key. Isoflavones are 100 to 1,000 times weaker than your own estrogen. This means they cannot replace your estrogen. They cannot override your estrogen. They cannot flood your body with hormones. They do not behave like synthetic estrogen from medications. They act more like regulators, not disruptors. 2. How soy helps when estrogen is low, perimenopause and menopause. When estrogen naturally falls after 40, symptoms worsen: hot flashes, night sweats, vaginal dryness, mood swings, joint aches, sleep issues. Soy's phytoestrogens can mildly mimic estrogen, providing gentle support. Research shows that in postmenopausal women, soy reduces hot flashes, improves sleep, supports vaginal tissue health, stabilizes mood, helps bone health, supports heart health. This is why soy is commonly recommended in many parts of the world for menopausal women. 3. How soy helps when estrogen is high. Estrogen dominance. This part surprises many women. If estrogen is too high, soy does not make it worse. Instead, soy's weak phytoestrogens compete with strong estrogen at receptors. This means weak phytoestrogens block stronger estrogens. Your strongest estrogen is prevented from overstimulating receptors. Estrogen dominant symptoms can improve. Soy acts like a natural estrogen balancer, not an estrogen booster. 4. Soy and breast cancer. What research actually shows. The fear around soy and breast cancer comes from old, misinterpreted data. Current research from major cancer centers shows women who consume soy have lower breast cancer risk. Women with a history of breast cancer who eat soy have better survival rates. Soy does not increase estrogen in women. Why? Because phytoestrogens block stronger estrogens that promote tumor growth. Soy is one of the most studied foods in women's health, and the evidence is overwhelmingly supportive. 5. Best types of soy for hormonal health. Stick to whole or minimally processed soy tofu, tempeh, edamame, miso, soy milk, unsweetened. Avoid soy protein isolate, sugary soy desserts, processed soy foods. These don't offer the same benefits. 6. Who should be cautious? Women with soy allergies. Thyroid patients who consume soy without enough iodine. Soy doesn't hurt thyroid function, but low iodine does. For most women, soy is safe, beneficial, and hormone supportive. Soy does not disrupt your hormones. It does not cause estrogen dominance, and it does not increase breast cancer risk. Soy's phytoestrogens act as gentle regulators, helping balance estrogen whether it's high or low, especially for women over 40. How soy affects estrogen, PMS, and menopause symptoms, backed by science. Soy is one of the most misunderstood foods for women. Some say it causes estrogen dominance. Others say it acts like estrogen, and many fear it will worsen PMS or menopause symptoms. But here's the truth. Soy does affect estrogen, just not in the way most women assume. 1. Soy contains phytoestrogens, but they work with your body, not against it. Soy contains isoflavones, a type of phytoestrogen. Phytoestrogens are plant-based compounds, not actual estrogen. Here's what matters. When estrogen is high, isoflavones block stronger estrogen from binding, reducing symptoms like bloating, breast tenderness, PMS mood swings, heavy periods, estrogen-dominant symptoms. When estrogen is low, isoflavones give a gentle estrogen-like support, easing menopause symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, dryness, brain fog, low mood. This smart balancing effect is why research shows soy is safe and often beneficial for women, especially after 40. 2. Soy helps reduce PMS, bloating, mood swings, and cycle symptoms. Women with PMS often have estrogen dominance, meaning estrogen is too high compared to progesterone. Soy supports balance by lowering inflammation, improving estrogen detox pathways, reducing reabsorption of used estrogen, calming breast tenderness, easing period pain. Studies show that women who eat moderate amounts of soy often experience fewer cramps, better mood stability, reduced bloating, less irritability, lighter or more regular cycles. This is why soy can be a helpful part of a hormone-balancing diet. 3. Soy and menopause. One of the most helpful foods for hot flashes. Many studies show that women who regularly eat soy, especially Asian populations, experience fewer hot flashes, milder hot flashes, less night sweating, better sleep, improved bone health, smoother mood changes. Why? Because phytoestrogens bind gently to estrogen receptors and help compensate for low estrogen during menopause. For women in perimenopause or menopause, soy can be a powerful support food when eaten correctly. 4. Does soy cause estrogen dominance or hormonal weight gain? No, this is a myth. Isoflavones in soy do not raise estrogen levels in the body the way many people assume. Soy does not increase estrogen production, cause estrogen dominance, trigger hormonal weight gain, enlarge breast tissue, raise cancer risk in healthy women. In fact, research shows the opposite. Soy often protects against estrogen-related cancers because it blocks stronger estrogens. 5. Best forms of soy for hormonal health. Not all soy is equal. Choose natural, minimally processed forms: tofu, tempeh, edamame, miso, natto. Soy milk, unsweetened organic. Avoid processed soy foods like soy nuggets, soy burgers with additives, soy-based junk foods, sweetened soy drinks. These don't provide hormonal benefits. 6. Who should be cautious with soy? Most women can safely enjoy soy, but caution may be helpful if you have severe hypothyroidism not properly treated. A soy allergy. Autoimmune thyroid disease. You can still eat soy, but take thyroid medication away from soy meals. Always consult your doctor if unsure. Soy doesn't disrupt hormones, it supports estrogen balance, reduces PMS, eases menopause symptoms, and helps regulate cycle-related inflammation. When eaten in its natural forms, soy is one of the most beneficial hormone-supporting foods for women, especially after 40. How these foods affect progesterone, PMS, and mood. If you feel more anxious before your period, sleep lightly, experience irritability, or feel emotionally sensitive during the second half of your cycle, your progesterone levels might be lower than they should be. And surprisingly, both dairy and soy can impact progesterone, sometimes helping, sometimes worsening the symptoms. 1. Why progesterone is easily disrupted. Progesterone is a calming hormone. It supports deeper sleep, stable moods, reduced anxiety, regular cycles, less PMS, fewer cravings, controlled inflammation. But progesterone is extremely fragile. Stress, inflammation, poor sleep, blood sugar spikes, and hormone imbalance can all lower it. Certain foods, especially dairy and soy, can also influence progesterone pathways. 2. How dairy influences progesterone and PMS symptoms. Dairy contains hormones naturally produced by cows, including estrogen, progesterone, IGF-1, growth hormone. Even though the amounts are small, women over 35 to 40 are more sensitive to these hormonal inputs. Dairy may worsen PMS when you already have estrogen dominance. Your gut is inflamed, you experience bloating or acne. You struggle with heavy periods, you have sugar or carb cravings. Why? Because dairy can increase inflammation in sensitive women. Worsen estrogen dominance if hormones in the milk are not tolerated well. Disrupt digestion, leading to poor estrogen detox. Trigger cravings and blood sugar swings. All of this indirectly lowers progesterone, making PMS mood swings worse. However, dairy may support hormones when you tolerate it well. You choose fermented dairy, yogurt, kefir. You're not inflamed. You consume it with protein and fiber. Fermented dairy supports gut health, which helps estrogen detox and progesterone balance. 3. How soy influences progesterone and PMS mood swings. Soy doesn't contain progesterone, but it influences progesterone by affecting estrogen receptors. When estrogen and progesterone are out of balance, mood swings become stronger. Soy's phytoestrogens can gently lower symptoms of estrogen dominance, reduce PMS bloating, support mood stability, improve breast tenderness, reduce cravings. These improvements can help progesterone feel stronger. But soy becomes a problem when it's eaten in processed forms, soy protein bars, fake meats. You have low estrogen. You consume very large amounts. Your thyroid is already slow. In these cases, soy can disrupt hormone messaging, making progesterone feel lower. 4. Emotional symptoms, why dairy and soy impact mood. PMS mood swings happen when estrogen rises, progesterone stays low, cortisol increases, blood sugar becomes unstable. Here's how food impacts this. Dairy may increase inflammation, which increases cortisol, may worsen estrogen dominance, which increases irritability, may spike insulin, leading to mood swings. Women with anxiety or PMS mood swings often feel better reducing high dairy meals. Soy balances estrogen in many women, supports serotonin because soy protein affects amino acids, may reduce inflammation, gently supports hormone receptor balance. This can help stabilize mood, especially in perimenopause. Dairy and soy affect progesterone indirectly through inflammation, estrogen receptors, gut health, and stress hormones. Women with PMS, mood swings, anxiety, irritability, or sleep issues often benefit from reducing high-dairy diets and choosing healthy soy in moderation. How soy and dairy affect thyroid function. If you constantly feel tired, cold, sluggish, mentally foggy, or struggle with unexplained weight gain, your thyroid may be more sensitive than you think. And two everyday foods, soy and dairy, can influence how your thyroid performs, especially for women over 40. Your thyroid controls your metabolism, energy, mood, temperature regulation, digestion, and fat-burning ability. When it slows down, every hormone in your body feels it. 1. How the thyroid works and why it's sensitive to food. Your thyroid produces two major hormones: T4, the storage hormone; T3, the active hormone that boosts metabolism. Your body must convert T4 to T3 for you to feel energized and balanced. This conversion depends on liver health, gut health, mineral levels, iodine, selenium, zinc, inflammation levels, stress hormones, blood sugar stability, what you eat every day. This is why dairy and soy can have a noticeable effect. 2. How dairy impacts thyroid health. Dairy does not directly block the thyroid, but it influences the systems that control thyroid function. 1. Dairy can increase inflammation in sensitive women. When inflammation rises, T4 to T3, conversion slows. 2. Dairy can worsen gut issues. Your gut activates about 20% of thyroid hormone. If dairy triggers bloating, constipation, or loose stools, your thyroid activation may drop. 3. Dairy affects insulin. High insulin spikes slow thyroid hormone activation. Milk, sweetened yogurt, and lattes can raise insulin more than women realize. 4. Dairy may worsen Hashimoto's symptoms. Women with autoimmune thyroid disease often notice inflammation, bloating, and fatigue after dairy. Who should be cautious? Women with Hashimoto's, women who feel bloated after dairy, women with IBS, women who rely heavily on lattes, cheese, or yogurt. For many women, reducing dairy improves energy, digestion, and thyroid stability, but it's not harmful for everyone. 3. How soy impacts thyroid function. Soy is not harmful for women with a healthy thyroid, but it matters for those with borderline thyroid function. 1. Soy contains goitrogens. Goitrogens can slightly reduce iodine uptake, but only if your iodine intake is low. Your thyroid is already struggling. You rely on soy heavily, multiple servings daily. Normal portions do not damage the thyroid when iodine levels are healthy. 2. Soy can interfere with thyroid medication. If taken too close to thyroid medication, soy may reduce absorption. Doctors advise leaving a 4-hour gap. 3. Fermented soy is easier on the thyroid. Miso, tempeh, natto. These forms have fewer goitrogens and support gut health. Who should be cautious? Women with hypothyroidism, women with iodine deficiency, women taking thyroid medication, women eating soy multiple times a day. For most women, moderate soy is perfectly safe for the thyroid. 4. How to support thyroid health. While eating soy or dairy, ensure mineral intake. Your thyroid depends on selenium, Brazil nuts, eggs, seafood, zinc, pumpkin seeds, iodine, iodized salt, seafood, magnesium, leafy greens. Prioritize gut health. Add fiber, probiotics, fermented foods, reduce inflammation, turmeric, ginger, omega-3 foods, olive oil. Space soy away from thyroid medication. 4 hours apart. Choose the right forms. Fermented soy, low-sugar dairy, a 2 dairy if sensitive, grass-fed sources when possible. Dairy and soy don't destroy the thyroid, but in women who are sensitive, inflamed, or already struggling with thyroid issues, they can influence energy, metabolism, digestion, and hormone balance. The key is moderation, the right form, and supporting your mineral levels and gut health. Soy safety. Who should limit it and who benefits most? Soy is one of the most misunderstood foods on the planet. Some women fear it will increase estrogen too much. Others believe it's a superfood for menopause. The truth is somewhere in the middle and depends on your age, hormone status, health history, and how your body metabolizes estrogen. Let's break this down clearly, safely, and doctor-approved. 1. Soy is not a hormone, it's a phytoestrogen, and that matters. Soy contains isoflavones, plant compounds that gently mimic estrogen. But here's the key. They are weaker than your natural estrogen. This means they occupy estrogen receptors without overstimulating them. They help balance estrogen, not increase it uncontrollably. When estrogen is high, soy can reduce its effects. When estrogen is low, soy provides mild support. This is why soy can help menopausal symptoms, but also may reduce PMS in younger women. Soy is not a synthetic hormone. It cannot act like birth control, HRT, or strong pharmaceutical estrogen. 2. Soy may help women in perimenopause and menopause. As estrogen drops in the 40s and 50s, weaker phytoestrogens can ease symptoms: hot flashes, night sweats, irregular cycles, vaginal dryness, mood swings, joint pain, sleep issues. Many studies show soy consumers in Asian cultures have fewer menopause symptoms, largely because of consistent intake of whole food soy, not isolated supplements. Best soy choices: tofu, tempeh, edamame, miso, soy milk, unsweetened. These provide stable phytoestrogens that gently support declining estrogen. 3. When soy may be helpful for younger women. Younger women with PMS, estrogen dominance, breast tenderness, heavy periods, mood swings, often benefit from soy because phytoestrogens block excess estrogen from overstimulating receptors. This is similar to how flax seeds work. Soy may also support PCOS, improved insulin sensitivity, acne, lower androgen activity, weight stability, better satiety. But moderation is key, not daily extremes. 4. Who should be careful with soy? Soy is generally safe, but certain women should use caution or consult their doctor. Women with thyroid issues without enough iodine. Soy can slightly reduce thyroid hormone absorption if iodine is low. Solution: ensure adequate iodine, eggs, seafood, iodized salt. Women sensitive to FODMAPS. Soybeans can cause bloating in IBS or sensitive gut individuals. Women who consume large amounts of ultra-processed soy. Avoid soy protein isolate, textured vegetable protein, soy-based meat substitutes. These are highly processed and less hormone-friendly. Women with estrogen-positive breast cancer. Research is mixed, but most doctors recommend moderation, not elimination. Whole food soy, not supplements, is typically considered safe, but medical advice is essential. 5. The real problem: highly processed soy versus whole soy. Most of the fear around soy comes from processed soy products, not real soy. Whole food soy equals beneficial phytoestrogens. Processed soy equals inflammatory, hormone-disrupting additives. Examples of processed soy: soy protein bars, soy protein powders, soy-based fake meats, packaged snacks with isolated soy protein. These can spike insulin, increase inflammation, and contain additives that negatively affect hormones. Focus on whole soy sources for safe hormonal support. 6. How much soy is safe and helpful? Most doctors recommend 1 to 2 servings of whole soy per day is safe. Examples: half cup tofu, half cup edamame, 1 cup soy milk, 1/4 cup tempeh. Avoid high-dose soy supplements. These contain concentrated isoflavones far stronger than food sources. Soy in moderate, whole food form is considered safe for most women and can be especially beneficial for women after 40. Soy is neither a hormone villain nor a miracle cure. It is a powerful hormone-modulating food that can reduce estrogen dominance in younger women, ease menopause symptoms in older women, support heart health, improve insulin sensitivity, and provide plant-based protein. The key is choosing whole soy, consuming it in moderation, and understanding your body's unique needs. Conclusion: dairy and soy are two of the most misunderstood foods in women's health, especially after 40, when hormone shifts become stronger and symptoms become more noticeable. But now you know the real science. Dairy isn't automatically harmful, and soy isn't automatically dangerous. Both can support hormonal health when eaten consciously, and both can create problems if they're poor quality, processed, or eaten in excess. Dairy can be deeply nourishing when your body tolerates it, offering protein, calcium, iodine, and beneficial fats. But it can be inflammatory for women with sensitivities, acne-prone skin, or estrogen dominance. Soy, on the other hand, can gently support estrogen balance for many women, especially during perimenopause and menopause, as long as it's whole, minimally processed, and consumed in the right amounts. The truth is simple. Your body tells the story. Listen to your symptoms, observe your energy, and pay attention to digestion, skin, sleep, and mood. This video is for educational purposes only, and not medical advice. If this helped you finally understand dairy, soy, and hormones, please like, subscribe, and share this video with another woman who needs clarity on this topic. Thanks for watching.